Okay, next we're going to look at the shape of the quadratic function. Okay, let's do one example here. We know that let's say this is the minimum point. So the vertical axis that passes through the minimum point is the axis of symmetry. That means this part here and this part here has to be exactly the same shape. Okay, you see, even teacher draw it here is not exactly the same shape. You got it? So when you sketch, make sure you sketch it having the same shape with the minimum point. The x-axis has this symmetrical line. Let's say, for example, I sketch another one here. Let's say this is the maximum point. So you sketch like that, and you sketch here. Okay. Remember, you have to draw it in such a way that it is symmetrical. Okay. Now, that's the first thing. Now, sometimes the shape can even vary taper, but it's still quadratic function. Okay, let me show you. Very steep means it can be like that. It can be like that. Okay, this is a very steep curve. This is less steep. Okay, so a quadratic function can be even like that. How the difference would be y equal to ax2 plus bx plus c. Okay, you depend on the value, the a, the b, and the c. This the coefficient of x squared term, x term, and a constant will determine how the shape look like. But it cannot run away from the fact that it's a symmetrical curve. Okay, it's a symmetrical curve with the axis that pass through the maximum or minimum point as the axis of symmetry. Okay, now another very important thing is when you sketch, here is actually wrong. Okay, why? Because the reason is this. As you sketch this, as you go further away, remember you cannot go backwards. Okay, you have to always go toward the left side. Okay, it cannot be like that, or even you cannot be end your curve like that. If you end your curve like that, then you are wrong. Okay, like what teacher have done here, it is bend inside. This is wrong. When you sketch this part here is wrong. Similarly, from here, the sketch always toward the right. Okay, whether it's steeper or not in material, but it's always toward the right. You cannot go back like that slightly, or go back slightly and then go out again. Then this is also wrong. Okay, so this is another aspect that you have to be very careful when you sketch this the quadratic function. Okay. Sometimes, like when teacher draw this, we just not careful. That's why we make a mistake. Okay. Like for example, there is a slight curve here. This is also not proper. Okay. Like this one also not proper. Why? Because there is slight. It's not smooth, the curve. In this case here, the defect of this something that is not proper would be if this is the minimum point, but this curve and this curve are not really symmetrical. Okay, so remember when you sketch, you make sure you follow this rule. Okay, when your curve is too straight, you look at three of your graph, they are too straight. They appear is like a straight line, which is wrong. Okay, so for quadratic function, you have the x squared. Okay, remember no part of the curve is a straight line. Okay, remember, no part of the curve is a straight line. Even though the graph could be very steep, okay, let's draw one example. Let's say this is the maximum point. So it's a very steep one, very, very steep, okay. But no part of this curve here, and this when you draw, make sure it's a slight curve. Like this part here is always slight curve toward the left, okay. This part here, no doubt the gradient, okay, of this curve here is very steep, but then it still has to be not vertical. It still has to be curved slightly, okay. That's why I say no part of the curve is a straight line, okay. So that's it. It is understanding how to sketch a quadratic function, okay. In the next video, I'm going to explain in greater detail how to expand and put in more information in sketching the quadratic function. Okay.